Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Ngayon pong gabi, kayo po ay nakikinig at nanonood sa Pusong Pinoy, Buhay Kayman. At sa gabi po itong ating episode ay Buhay Pinoy Titser. Magandang gabi, Papa.
Magandang gabi sa iyo.
Yeah, our guest for tonight is Teacher Ruth Chochioco. Teacher Ruth has been in 23 years in this profession and he started working here in Cayman Islands since 2001. And to be exact, 19 years and 4 months na po siya dito. At syempre po siya po ay graduate ng Bachelor of Science Secondary Education at also he took a course of Bachelor of Science Elementary Education. At siya po ay may tatlong beautiful daughters, si Orpha, si Olga, at si Olive. Mga graduate na po ng college. Nakakatuwa naman. At siya po ay married to Mr. Arnaldo Tanedo Chochioco of Paniki, Tarlac, na syempre po siya po ay Bachelor of Science of Agriculture and Accounting. And presently, Teacher Ruth Mrs. Chochioco is in Truth for Youth School as Year 3 teacher. Good evening, Teacher Ruth.
Good evening, Pastora, and good evening, Pastor June.
I understand, Teacher Ruth, that you spent like 16 years in service at Truth for Youth.
Truth for Youth School.
Choosing your profession is really a challenge. Kahit na nung college tayo, nung mag-graduate ako ng high school, it's a very challenging thing na mag-choose ka ng profession mo. What you're gonna do, what you're gonna get, and a lot of factors that will influence you actually. Yung mga kaibigan,
that's true.
Yung mga nanay, tatay, or it's probably your personal preference. So, yung katanungan ko po, Teacher Ruth, is what made you decide to choose teaching profession? Are you being influenced by people or is it your personal preferences?
Actually, this is not my first preference. It's not my first, hindi ko siya, talaga. Ang aking first course is chemical engineering. But unfortunately, dahil at that time, I'm a married woman na, kailangan na akong mag-stick sa yung time kasi napakahaba ng oras pag nasa engineering ka. You have a sleepless night doing your drawings and everything. So, you know what I said? Alam nyo naman sa field ng engineering, there's a lot of maths, isn't it? Para mag-credit yung aking mga subjects sa maths. So, what I think is, sabi ko yun ang mas maganda kung kukuha na lang ako ng teaching professions, major in math as secondary. And one thing is, of course, is the influence of my mom. I can see the patience and, everything.
Well, for our audience information, Teacher Ruth's mom is Teacher Edna for how many years? So
yeah, she's been here for 20 years, but she retired already.
I know that we all have good and bad experiences when it comes to work. What was the worst moments and glorious moments that you have experienced?
Worst? I cannot say worst. Siguro, challenging.
Challenge.
Okay?
Yeah.
I cannot say it's worst, but it's a challenge for us. It's hard to deal with this overly critical, demanding parent. That's it. That's number one. I don't have no problem dealing with my coworkers and everything, but it's the they call it the overly critical, demanding parents, especially when it's reporting session.
Naging mahirap ba sa'yo, just sa pasingit lang, naging mahirap ba sa'yo kasi from teaching from Philippines, you know that our language method of teaching is in Tagalog in Philippines, right? When it comes here, everything is English, So, naging mahirap ba sa'yo yun? Nag-adjust?
Yes, actually the adjustment is, it takes, for me, on my own experience, is about 5 to 6 months. The first time I came here, the only thing I can say, yes ma'am, yes sir, I understand, but I could hardly express myself. Although I know how to speak, but it looks like every time na magsasalita ko, alam niyo naman ang Pilipino, napaka sa grammar niyan.
Yes.
No, diba? Diba napaka-nila sa grammar, pero yun ang naging pumapasok sa isip ko. Pag magsasalita ba ako ng English, how am I going to relay this message to the parents, boss, and everything, and my coworkers? It takes about 5 to 6 months. Okay na ako.
Yes, of course, kasi teacher ka, di ba? Siyempre,
Yeah.
if you are communicating with other people, especially
parents,
in,
yes.
ano lang tayo, second language lang natin yung
Exactly.
English. So, nakakahiya naman pag wrong grammar ka, di ba? So, we are so cautious sa mga sinasabi natin.
We need to be actually hindi lahat ng mga kausap natin I'm saying na hindi naman nila alam ang grammar. But I'm saying you need to be careful kasi teacher kang nasasabi.
Right.
Especially on your position as a teacher.
Exactly.
So, any more challenges on your teaching profession?
Ang akin, ang challenges, I don't have no problem. I mean, for the challenges, again, I mean, for the kids, when it's hard for them to grasp the lesson, and you need to let them try to help them and still go the same thing, they cannot. So you need to think about methods or motivation, how you can, teach the child or the children.
Yeah. So what will be your glorious moment, teacher?
Oh, glorious moment. Laging may glorious moment ako. Walang problema sa akin sa ang glorious moment ko, number one, is that when these children graduated from Chochioco school, and then they go college, they go middle school, and they go college, and then visited me, and then just going to say, hi teacher, good morning, good afternoon, just to seeing me, and then visit. That's all. That's the glorious moment. Or either makita mo sila sa daan, oh, mommy, that's my teacher. I mean, nakakasaya, di ba? Napakasayang, tsaka siyempre yung glorious is that you learn from your children, from your students. Number one, you interact.
Well, napakaganda kasi si Don din pagka nakikita kayo sa labas, no? Oh, teacher Ruth. Tapos ahag na lang sa'yo, no? Yung mga students. At saka, napakaganda, no? Kasi you had invested for how many years on them, or 1 year, or nakikita ka, parang you are the second mother no? Nakakataba ng puso.
So, actually, I have one student, and pilot na siya.
Wow, nice.
If you are, I think you know Mr. Redden, meron siyang anak na 2 pilot. Pag dumarating sila at nagbabakasyon, yung proud ka na, wow, eto na pala yung mga di ba? Parang dumaan ito sa mga system, sa mga namin, sa mga pagtuturo namin. Parang talagang yun lang naman ang konsuelo ng teacher
Wow. Teacher Ruth, can you give us 2 major adjectives that best describe being a teacher and why?
Dedicated. In such a way, when you said it's dedicated, you have the love for children. You have the love for your work. Kahit na sino pang dumating, kahit na hindi ka tinitingnan ng boss mo, hindi ka pinupuntahan, but you just love to work. And then, of course, you just want to make the classroom a better place for the children.
Mm-hmm.
Yung dedications mo nandoon.
Dedication first.
Yes, dedicated. One of the adjectives that I can say that, I'm not saying I'm a perfect one, but that's me. I always come to school 6:30, 6:40.
And then the next adjective.
The next adjective is for me is passionate. And of course, when you have passion, you will say some. I mean, of course, when you come to school with that passion, you're going to come and then smile.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Smile. Of course, you need to smile for the children. It's not. I mean, one thing more is the patience.
Mm-hmm.
Patient. Number one is patient. Every morning, I got up in the morning and pray, God give me patience. Only for the whole day. I'm not going to ask for the next day. I'm not going to ask for the following day. It's only for you need to live one day at a time. Yeah.
Yes, patient. One added question, Teacher Ruth. Are there instances in your teaching journey that you lose your patience or you lose your temper?
Of course. I'm not going to be, honestly speaking, yes, I lose temper. I'm telling you. Sometimes,
so how you deal with it?
You know what I'm doing when I'm on that peak, when I lose my temper, I just need to walk out. I just walk out.
Take a breathe outside.
Yes, and then probably about about 30 seconds or one minute, go back. I'm okay. I'm cool.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the only thing, because once na hindi mo na paglabanan yung temper mo,
Masaktan yung bata.
O walang pa ako ng trabaho. Yun lang.
Yeah. Well, you've been there for 16 years in Truth for
Oh, yeah.
19 years as a teacher here in
Yes.
Cayman. So what that's a good one. Dedication and patience
Passion and patience.
passion
Passion.
for the So for now, you've been here for 19 years. What is your dreams, or what are your dreams or future plans?
Pag uwi ng Pilipinas, I want to put up a school. Yun ang yun ang dream ko.
Are you planning to retire, early retirement, or you're gonna wait?
Right now, I cannot say if I'm going to retire early. No one knows, only God knows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Siyempre, di ba, hindi naman na tayo bumabata. So, of course.
So that's
But
a good
so
dream.
far, right now, I don't have on my future plans. I just leave it in God's hand. That's all. Right now, I don't have That's the only thing. For future, probably I said if I'm going to retire, I want to put up a school.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
good. Yeah.
we will also get us also as one of your stockholder.
Oh yeah, that's good. Para meron akong pansweldo sa mga teacher. Diba?
Yeah.
Teacher Ruth, I know we have a lot of viewers here watching us, especially to those teacher aspiring to be a teacher, aspiring to go abroad, and that this episode is Buhay OFW Teacher. I know we could, with your long years of being a teacher, you could influence them or give some advices to those who are viewers or who will be viewing later on in this episode.
Probably number one is the key is, as what I said, the key is patience. Number two, you need to be ready emotionally.
Yes.
Emotionally, number one. Kasi 'di ba malayo ka sa mga mo, sa mga family mo. And then of course, number three is the culture shock or culture differences of the children. You understand me? But probably that's the only thing that they need to prepare. Emotionally, that's number one.
Yes, number one.
And then of course, they need to learn to use English fluently. Siguro hindi na doon. Kasi siyempre mahirap talaga. Kasi English hindi natin mother language yun eh. Hindi natin mother tongue.
Yes.
No? Kasi hirap talagang hirap. Although sabihin mo na we're all professionals, nagtuturo na tayo sa Pilipinas, pero siyempre hindi natin masyadong napapractice.
Alright, that's a good advice sa ating pong mga kababayan na gusto pong mag-abroad at mag-work po. Saan mang bansa kayo pumunta. Ayan, kailangan po talaga you are emotionally prepared, you have a patience, at syempre yung mga credentials nyo rin, ano? And of course, you have to speak English. Especially in Cayman, required po ang kayo ay makapasa ng English test.
Right.
Yeah.
So, be sure.
Usually what I am saying as a teacher, you don't need to be the best one, but always do your best. That's the only thing.
Yes.
And then of course, on my professions, I just want to make a difference in the life of a child. That's the only thing.
Yes.
Yung darating sila na malaki na sila, ay nako, yung teacher ko si Teacher Ruth, yung grade 1 ako, ganun. Although sasabihin lang si Teacher Ruth stricto, that's fine.
Yeah.
And one thing more, siguro may add ko rin, Teacher Ruth, is your reputation, no? Especially you're in that profession. Kasi tinitingala ka, tinitingnan ka with your profession. You're a teacher, you're a role model.
Well, maraming salamat, Teacher Ruth. At meron ka bang gustong batiin bago natin i-end ang ating programa?
Ay, binabati ko lang ang aking mga family sa Pilipinas at ang mga viewers natin ngayon. So, maraming salamat. It's really opportunity sa akin ito na ma-share kung ano ang buhay ng isang teacher na it's napakagandang experience, napakagandang profession. Wala akong regret.
Especially, nabanggit mo nga, Teacher Ruth, about yung passion, if you have passionate on something, andun yung joy mo,
Yes.
You are longing for it. You're happy dealing with people, with those kids. Kahit
With
na
a smile.
minsan talagang nalulus yung temper mo. Pero the glorious thing that happens is you use what God has given you, your talent. Kasi nandun yung passion mo eh. Diba?
Yeah.
That's your calling. That's your profession na dinesire mo at nag-enjoy ka.
Proud to be a teacher.
That's true, that's true.
Yeah.
Although sometimes may mga magulang na, they lead their children to the teacher na para turuan. But of course, hindi lang po ang mga teacher ang magtuturo sa kanila. Parents have some time also na mag-stay din, magbantayan yung mga anak nila na dito ito nag-aaral din sila, no? Pagdating
Need
sa
to do
bahay.
their part too. Not only teachers.
Yes,
Yes.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. So sa ating po mga viewers, please mag-subscribe po kayo at i-share niyo po ang programang ito ng Pusong Pinoy Buhay Kayo Man sa ating episode na Buhay OFW o Buhay Teacher. Dito po sa ating guest po na si Teacher Ruth Chochioco. At syempre,
Of course, those people, mga kababayan po natin na nag-shine, they are exploring, they're excelling in their profession or in their work. We want to invite you also to our program. We will highlight you sa ganitong pagkakataon, and napakaganda po pagka napapag-usapan natin yung mga successes ng isang Pinoy. No? I'm proud to be a Pinoy talaga.
Yeah.
Dahil we're being viewed hard worker, dependable, no, sincere sa kanilang trabaho. So, kudos sa mga Pilipino na kagaya po natin.
yes, kudos sa lahat po ng mga
Yes.
Pilipino. So maraming po salamat sa ating mga viewers. Thank you very much again, Teacher Ruth. At talagang
Salamat din.
Thank
hi-hat
you.
kami para sa mga teacher at sa lahat
Yes.
po ng mabuhay ang lahat ng OFW teacher
Yes.
na nandito po sa iba't ibang lugar ng iba't ibang bansa, ano? At talaga namang hardworking ang mga teacher. Once again, mabuhay mga guro po.
Yes, God bless you, Teacher Ruth.
Teacher Ruth.
God bless
All
you
the
too.
best, all the best.
God bless.